You owe him an apology, you owe him, and you owe him. All apologies, boys. Viktor Gyokeres. Now, this is a guy who has just been on an absolute heater recently. Let me start with Arsenal, where he's been phenomenal. 2026 season. He started off slow in 2025, but he's still doing good things. But just because the stat merchants were out, they saw his numbers weren't there. And yeah, they had to go at him constantly. Um, then you take a look at some of his more recent performances, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the Premier League he is just top scorer in 2026. Now, that doesn't come lightly. Not to mention Sweden, boys. This guy, definitely not on his own, but just very massive impact. 4 goals in 2 games, and those 2 games were to qualify Sweden. Um, this is a guy who's able to deal with a lot of critique, fits different play styles, different leagues. He was in the Prem a long, long time ago in the Championship, and he's made his way back up to it. And respectfully, it's very well deserved. Now, you got a lot of guys saying his touch isn't good, but the thing is, his hold up has been very, very good recently. And, you know, I'm not comparing him to Henry and Bergkamp, calm down, but I'm just saying those guys took a few seasons to get settled as well. It's not like, Haaland. Haaland is just a freak. Let's be honest, like absolutely fantastic player, but he's a freak in the sense that he's just spawned into the Prem and he's unreal. The York has taken a bit of time, and it's now showing. The thing is, you know, I don't want to make this video about this, but I've been patient with him the whole time, and I think it's worth it and also understandable. You can't be my point of this is me and some fans understand it, and like you can't ask a guy to do everything first season. Let him settle in, and it's certainly not only on him. The number 9 position is one of the hardest in football, so give him a bit of time. But like there are just people who don't see he has 10 goals in 10 games and are just like, oh, he's terrible, not worth the money. And I think dealing with that so well as he's shown is just very respectable. And it's a pleasure to see him go into the World Cup, getting the goal in front of his fans, seeing one of those, the iconic celebration. And I think a lot of people just should take the lesson of be patient with players. Even and again, it clubs aside, Florian Wirtz I think is unreal, and he doesn't choose his price tag. It's unfortunate the scenario how it's played out, but I think he'll be fine. Same with Isak. Isak's been injured, but we all know he's a class player. You know, it's unfortunate when you see it get to some people, like we've seen in the past. But you never want to be praying for someone's downfall, even a rival. I think it's unfortunate. Like obviously everyone jokes around, but at the end of the day, like who's a great player, and you want to see him play. Like I said, I'm not a City fan by the slightest, but I can admit Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player. Again, not one of my favorites by any means, and it's unfortunate when he gets away with certain things, but you just got to be able to respect players, and I think a lot of people don't give York respect, even when he's been very good. And again, you could say his goals are tap-ins, but there's a lot of strikers who just wouldn't be in that position, and a lot of guys who still miss those. So yeah, just wait. He's gonna be firing on all cylinders even more, like he currently is. But I'm excited to see what the future is to hold for this man, and respects to him for sticking out the pain, the mental trauma. Honestly, with some of these comments, I would imagine. Hopefully, he's not reading them or takes them in personally, because he obviously knows he's a fantastic player. So we will see how it goes. But let me know what you think. Cheers.